Do you see an increasing role for Europe in this conflict, or on the contrary, a freezing of its role, or a change, let's say, change is more neutral?
I can see an oxymoron clearly sewn into your question, or if you think about it.
Of course. I spent a long time sewing it with heavy thread.
Yes. Look, I am deeply convinced that Europe is currently facing a challenge, one that is quite similar to the challenge facing Russia, but for Europe, it is happening on a much larger and broader scale. The fate is more interesting, the economy is larger. In fact, today the debate is about whether there will be that new post-American world that we are entering, because we have lived for 40 years in a unipolar world. It was an American world, and we just need to accept that calmly. We must admit simple things. Potsdam died in 1991, or maybe even in 89. All this time, while we were saying, oh, the Potsdam world is about to face a crisis, we were walking with a coffin and praying over a dead body. It had long since ceased to be the Potsdam world. It was an American world. Now it too is dying, and something must come to replace it. And so far I see two working models. It will be a 2+ world, which is essentially what Trump is striving for. That is us and China and everything else in between. Or it will indeed be a world in which there will be 3 or maybe a few more players. And so Europe is now fighting to ensure that the 2 actually becomes at least a 3. You see? So as not to be held back for a second historical year. To my great regret, I am not sure that many in Europe understand this today. Any conflict of the scale that Europe is being drawn into puts an end to this very ability of Europe to become a global entity. Well, that is strictly my personal opinion.